Hey everybody, today is Free Ride Friday, so make sure you hang on to the end of the episode so you can see who won this week's free ride to the $100 MBA Training and Community. That's over 180 video lessons, interviews with experts, workbooks, a community forum, a whole lot more. And we do this as a way to say thank you to all of you who've left us iTunes ratings and reviews. So if you want to win a free ride, just leave us an iTunes rating and review, and you enter our weekly random draw. And we announce the winner every single Friday on the show. Speaking of the show, let's get into it. Let's do it. Welcome to the $100 MBA Show, the business podcast that's actually designed to help you and your business in 10 minutes a day, every single day with our daily 10-minute business lessons for the real world. I'm your host, your coach, your teacher, Omar Zenhom. I'm also the co-founder of the $100 MBA, a complete business training and community online. And in today's episode, you will learn how big should your team be. A lot of us, when we start businesses, we dream of having a huge business with a huge amount of people working for us. But is that really what you need? Is that really what you want? And is that really smart? We're going to get into it today. We're going to talk about how big do you really have to be in order to be successful. We're going to take a look at some real-world examples, as well as some of the challenges you face when you grow. Even if you're just a team of one right now, this is a very important lesson because this is where you make the decisions of growth. When you're just by yourself, when you start growing your team beyond yourself. I can't wait to get into today's lesson, so let's get down to business. Today's episode of the $100 MBA Show is sponsored by Media Temple. For years, Media Temple's grid service has been the web hosting choice of more designers, developers, and creative professionals than any other platform. That's because a single grid account can host anything from your portfolio site to 100 different client projects. And the grid is ready for anything. Hundreds of servers working together to make sure your sites are online, even if you suddenly hit the front page of Reddit. And as a special discount for $100 MBA listeners, use promo code MBA25 for 25% off your web hosting. Go to MediaTemple.net and enter MBA25 when signing up. Again, that's MediaTemple.net, MBA25. How large does your team need to be in your business? How many people do you need to have working for you in order to be successful? A lot of us envision that we have to have hundreds of employees in order to really make it to the big time. That may have been true in the past, but in today's modern era, with all the technology that we have, that's not true anymore. Instagram was run by 3 to 4 people at the start, and they were sold for $1 billion by Facebook. So they built $1 billion company with a handful of people. We don't even have to go to that extreme. I can take a look at some of my peers in the market, people like Jason Fried and David Hannemeyer Hansen, who started 37 Signals and products like Basecamp. They're a team of around 20 people. It's a small team, but they're making millions of dollars in revenue. Same thing when it comes to my buddy Noah Kagan over at AppSumo. He's got a team of 9 people, and they're making well over 7 figures. So you don't need to have a huge team to be a multi-million-dollar company. Now, I'm presenting this to you because this is very important when you're first getting started. If it's just you or you and somebody else, this is the smallest your team will ever be, and this is an important distinction. And this is because when you start growing, it's very hard to go back to where you were. Meaning that if you're a team of 2 and then you go to a team of 5 or 6, it's very hard to cut back to 4 because you have people in place, they have jobs now, they're relying on you, and laying off people is never fun. Now, I do realize the examples I gave were online businesses, software businesses, businesses that sell things as a soft product, whether it's information or a piece of software. But this is applicable even if you have a physical business. Let's say, for example, a restaurant. There are very, very, very successful restaurants, let's say in New York City, that are just one location, and they make millions of dollars off that one location because they perfected their system. They have a great, tight team. The one that comes to mind is Morandi's in Lower Manhattan in the West Village. This is not a humongous chain of restaurants. It's one location in New York with a great team, with great service, and a great menu. And it's fully packed every single day of the week because they got the formula right and they have the right team working for the formula. Of course, the owner of this business has the option of expanding, has the option of opening up different branches or even franchising. And I'm pretty sure, I'm not positive, But he or she may have decided, I want to keep it small. I want to have a small team. I'm doing just fine with one location. Don't forget, when you start expanding, when you start growing your team, when you start having more people that are employed by you, the more your expenses start to increase, the more responsibility you have as the owner, the more time that is going to be demanded on you for coaching, for training, for management. It's just more. So my advice, what I'm trying to convey here to you is get as large as you need to be. And remember, you don't need to keep growing. You could stay at a certain size and still produce results and still grow in revenue. So when you're first getting started, make sure you outline exactly the things you need to get done before you start making a hire. Don't hire people because you think that's what you need to do. 2, you can find people that are rock stars that could do more than one job, that are capable and have the skills to take care of many things. These are really, really good and valuable assets to your team. And even if you have to pay them a little bit more than the market average, they're going to be well worth it because they're covering more than one person. In other words, you're paying one person to do several jobs rather than paying several people to do several jobs. Also, by staying small as a team, you become closer as an organization. You get to know everybody by name. You get to know each other and their families and their likes and dislikes. And it's a lot easier to manage and motivate a team when you know them. But once you start getting into the 100 employees, 200 employees, it's really hard to know every single person by name. So here's my advice. If you're starting out and you're just yourself, or maybe you have a partner, take a look at the departments that are most important to your business. That may be sales, that may be customer service, that may be marketing, and see if you can just get one person to take care of each department. So you might have one person that's in charge of customer service. They're in charge of taking care of the customer service tickets, or maybe they're in charge of, helping customers along the way, as well as maybe taking care of your social media. You may have another person that's in charge of marketing. You might have one person that's just dedicated to tech, and they take care of all your web design, your maintenance, any kind of coding they need. And remember, these people don't all need to be necessarily full-time employees. They could be part-time employees. They could be contract employees. But the point here is that you don't need several people to run one department. And of course, you have plenty of time to do things as well. Of course, you need time to manage and lead and to plan out your business, but you could pick up the pieces where, maybe you fall short with one employee or another. Maybe they're overloaded and you can help and relieve them. But the point here is that you can build a strong business with a handful of people working together. You also have to ask the question, is this really something you really want? Do you really want to run a business that has, 100, 200, 500 employees? Is that something that is really appealing to you? Or is that just your ego talking? I mean, what's the day-to-day when it comes to running a business like that? It's a lot of meetings. It's a lot of meetings with your managers, with your department heads. It's making sure everything's run smoothly. It's a lot of admin, a whole lot of admin, a lot more than if you had a team of 5, 6, 7, 8 people. Don't get sucked into, the talk of how big is your company and people showing off how many employees they have. The bottom line is are you happy? Are you happy as an entrepreneur? Are you getting what you want out of this business? Whether that's significance or a monetary reward, or obviously adding value to the world. If you're getting what you need out of it, that's all that matters. No one says you have to expand, you have to grow into this large, large corporation. You could stay small and stay successful. A good example of this is universities like Harvard or Yale. They can open up campuses around the nation. They can even open up campuses around the world. But they decided to stay small and stay exclusive. We have one campus and we take an X amount of students every year, and that's it. And they can charge a premium for that, and therefore they can stay profitable, really profitable. Guys, I got more on today's lesson, but before that, I got to give love to today's sponsor, Vistaprint. The best way to give somebody your contact information is still a business card. And that's why I'm excited about Vistaprint's offer for the $100 MBA listeners. You can get 500 business cards for just $9.99 when you enter my promo code MBA at checkout. Nicole and I use Vistaprint for all our printing needs, especially our business cards. And you could check out the business card that we created with Vistaprint on our show notes page for today's episode, or you can go to our resource page over on our website at 100mba.net/resources, and you can see what we created with Vistaprint. You can customize text, colors, backsides, upload your own logo, or even upload your whole own design. You can even upgrade to a thicker stock and add a brilliant finish, or my personal favorite, the matte finish. We love Vistaprint and we want you to try them. So check out Vistaprint's special offer for $100 MBA listeners. Go to Vistaprint.com and get 500 business cards for just $9.99. That's over 50% savings over the site price. And make sure you use coupon code MBA at checkout. Again, that's vistaprint.com, enter code MBA. One of the best pieces of advice when I started building businesses was, what does success look like? What does your business look like when it's successful? And then question that. If your answer is, I'm a large business with hundreds of employees, question that. Is that something you really want? Or is that just a status symbol? Is that how you want to live your every single day running your business life? Or is success freedom and flexibility, having a smaller team to manage and being able to share your wins with people that you really get to know? I encourage you to ask that question for you and your business. It's helped me tremendously. All right, guys, that wraps up today's lesson, but this episode is not over. I got to give a lifetime membership to the $100 MBA away because it's Free Ride Friday. Let's see who won this week's free ride. And today's winner is Genius 1995, all the way from the UK. Genius 1995 says, thanks, 5 stars. It's completely helpful. Thanks for the hard work. Keep it on. Thank you, Genius 1995, for that awesome review. And thank you all for your iTunes rating and reviews. It really, really means a lot to us. We read every single one of them, and it really helps us improve the show. Guys, if you want to win a free ride, just make sure you leave us an iTunes rating and a review so you enter our weekly random draw to win a lifetime membership to the $100 MBA Training and Community. All right, guys, I want to leave you with this. There's no one way to build a business. There's no one way to do business. These ideas and structures and concepts in our brain, they're all just a figment of our imagination. If you want to run a successful business with 2, 3, 4 people, you could do that. And if you want to run it with 500, 1,000, 2,000 people, that's fine too. Just remember, you're in control. You decide what you want to do. You decide what your business looks like. Not anybody else, not anything else. All right, guys, I hope that helps, and I hope to see you in tomorrow's episode, Q&A Weekends. I'll see you then. Take care.